Jason Hardis, and today we're talking about the closing itself. It's finally here. You've worked so hard to get to this point, so let's close this thing down, okay? What we're going to need for the closing is your check, which, again, if we did the steps before, you already have. We're going to need the check, and we're going to need you to bring some form of ID, driver's license, state ID, to the closing to verify it's you. At the closing, typically it's going to take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, depending on the amount of paperwork the lender needs, if everything's there and ready to go, or if there's any hiccups that we need to take care of at the closing table. So when we're figuring time frames, if you're giving yourself about 3 hours of a time frame, that way that if anything needs to happen, we can make it happen, that's typically best, okay? Usually, on average, we're out of there in about an hour and 20 minutes, okay? So just kind of give yourself some leeway, and depending on what's actually going on in the transaction, it may be a lot less, it may be a little bit more, but right before the closing, I can typically give you a good idea of what we're going to run into. At the closing, remember that you are going to get the opportunity to talk to the seller and kind of ask any questions or whatnot. Be sensitive when you first walk in. The negotiation process might have been a little draining on them. So when you go into the closing, smiles, thank yous are always great to keep the oil going, to keep the wheels moving and make everybody happy. You'll find that they'll give you more information and talk to you like a little bit nicer if you're always smiling and thanking them. Okay? You're going to have to sign not only your mortgage paperwork, which is usually the bigger stack, but you're going to also have to sign the warranty deed and stuff like that, and transfer the taxes over to your name. So there's going to be a lot of papers to sign. Some of the things that you're going to need to be aware of, that while you're at the closing table, you may actually have to adjust your signature. If the lender used your middle name or your middle initial and you don't usually sign with that, you will have to sign with that. So it's just a little annoyance, but it may have to be done. Once all the paperwork's signed on both sides, that's when the seller will come in. We'll sit down, we'll chat and talk to them. It's usually a friendly situation by that point because everything's done. All the stress is gone. The transaction is going to be complete. So it's just a little smile while all this paperwork is being copied and the little final steps are being done. Okay? Once you leave the closing table in a standard transaction, mind you, there are times that this doesn't happen, but once you're leaving that closing table, you should have the keys, any garage door openers that are available, anything like that, so that at this point, the house is yours. You now can go home, start the move-in process, and enjoy your new home. There are a couple things you need to be aware of for after the closing, but congratulations, you're almost there. And this is Jason Hardis. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll talk to you soon.